5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
All right, we're going to dive right into this one. Jill, you there?
I'm here.
Shara, you there? Shara?
I'm here.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
Look who finally
Shara's
made it.
making her debut.
Look who finally came out the country and got on the podcast.
You've been a little busy
Still
though.
in it, so I might break up a little.
Yeah, so
So-
let's make a disclaimer. So if Shara sounds kind of like a robot, if she starts sounding like this right here,
She just did earlier.
It's because AI has officially taken over.
I live in Karnak and I have no good reception.
Oh,
no, you
So,
literally sounded
when
like
we
that. a while ago.
started,
Dang, nobody laughed at that. I thought
who's
it was
gonna
funny.
laugh? Oh, us. That's what you have the button for, Kylie. Okay, so when we started the podcast, my baby sister Shara had just had her baby. And so she has been busy and hasn't been on yet. So this is her first time. Shara, say hello.
Yes, I'm honored to be here. 3 months postpartum.
Where are the kiddos?
So,
They asleep?
One is right next to me, staring at me. The other one, I can hear coughing from afar in his bed.
So
But he stays there.
before you had kids, did you look at us as like, golly, they complain a lot, and then you had
she
kids,
had
and then
on warning.
and
from
then
us.
and then when you had kids, suddenly it was a
No, she was totally prepared by our experience.
You're
Were
like
you
a-
not, Shara?
I was totally prepared for whatever child I would have, mainly because I think I was like 8 nieces and nephews deep by the time that I
Yeah.
had,
You had a
so
full
being
range.
practiced, I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, so
yeah.
I was prepared.
It literally is
That's
like
a good scare.
having kids is literally like you're cruising along one day and then like suddenly just like hitting a wall. It's just
That's
like,
really having
boom.
2 kids.
Yeah, having 2 really, but
So different.
2 is a game
Two is
changer.
different.
God.
And then it's
So
like
Shara has 2 boys and I have 2 boys. And so I'm loving the 2-boy combo. I feel like you can really relate.
not the combo, the buy one get one.
Is it
It's
did I not
kind
say
of a
that right?
thing. All the girls in our family have the boys, and the brothers in our family have a bunch of girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a cool dynamic.
Yeah, it is cool.
So today's episode, we're gonna get Cheyenne on here in just a minute. So you'll
So,
bear with it.
but-
We're gonna try to do this one completely live, so I don't have to edit. So,
But first, let's explain.
but first,
Shara is my baby sister. She's 13 years younger than me. She was the answer to my prayers. Aww.
Stop.
Anyways, and she works at Studio B. Tell us what you do, Shara.
I do. I work at Studio B, and I do lashes. And I did hair for a while. I've converted fully to lashes because my lash people that's my life.
Man,
Y'all know, if you're
them
listening,
lash
you know
people
who you
are
are.
serious.
Lash girl. My lash girls will follow me to the ends of the earth,
Yeah.
through Rona, through
Not the
it
Rona.
all. They're like, "Are you gonna come to my house? Are you gonna come to my house? Just wear a mask. That's fine." But
or
I
an
love-
R case
I
on the
love-
back porch.
Or the cutest thing that I've seen is you having your Lawson, your oldest, in a baby carrier on your back while you were doing eyelashes at the salon one day.
Cutest thing I've
Desperate measure.
I've seen
measures.
was somebody cleaning your room and then taking some of your items as pay.
Okay, that'll
That was
come.
one of
That'll
the-
come. These
That'll-
are one of the stories.
That
We'll elaborate on that later.
So,
needs
Shara, how long
context.
have you been at Studio B?
Okay, so I go off of whatever Brittany says,
Yeah,
and I'm a few months
that's
less.
how long
So,
you were like
like-
employed for. Really, I mean, you came and hung out behind the reception desk a few years before
that's
that
so true.
from high school. You've
That's
been
so
around for a while.
I've just for a while, but as far as employed, 2016, I graduated high school in 2014, and then
It's been that long?
decided.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Isn't that
You know
crazy?
we're
About to
old,
be my-
Callie, when Shara's getting older like that.
Yeah. It's like my dad said, man, you're almost 50. Man, I am old. I was like, thanks, Dad.
Callie, how old was Shara when me and you first started dating?
6.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. When you really put into those terms, I mean, here you were a grown man, and she was 6
I
years
walked
old.
up and I had a.
You went to her 6th
My-
birthday
my
party,
first-
didn't you?
My first memory of Kylie's the most Kylie thing ever because they were going Jill and Kylie. Let me set the
Wasn't that Halloween?
stage.
I'm scared.
I'm like 6. I'm 6 years old, and yeah, it's Halloween, or y'all were going to a Halloween costume party.
Oh,
And I guess it was like a redneck themed party, or maybe that's just what y'all were dressed as.
Yeah,
and
that's what we
I
were.
remember Jill's getting ready or something. She's like saying that her boyfriend's gonna come pick her up, and I go open the door, and Kylie has like a few teeth blacked out, cut off,
He had overalls.
like cut off shirt, either overalls or like a denim short.
Were you not
moment.
sure if it was a
I just
costume or
remember
really
being
him?
Yeah, because she just stared at me. I think I had like a Napa
like-
Autos parts shirt on, and it was like really tight. And I've got a picture of it. And I had this stuff that you painted on your teeth.
Whether or not that was a costume, hard to decipher because your truck, regardless of the costume or not, kind of went along with
Yeah,
that.
and
Yeah,
then-
it was
van
the
with
junior
giant
band
pole.
van with
Well-
the cow horns on the front.
And
of
what
it.
was funny is like when we went,
I was so
even
in
when
love.
we went to that party, and I think stopped at gas
Oh, 'cause it
stations
was
and
in
stuff,
Vivian.
nobody even really knew the difference. It was like, is this guy like I legit looked like
Sorry, Vivian, I didn't mean to.
no, I mean
cut y'all
like
down,
it
but-
was hard to tell. Like I had a mullet long before mullets were like popular, and I'd put my hair in a mullet, and I literally looked like I was headed to a NASCAR race. Anyway, so today's episode is gonna. You know what? I'm fixing to go ahead and send.
Callie, what was your first remembrance of Shara?
That's probably my first memory too, and it might just be because we talk about it so
Or was
much.
it me running through the hallway looking like the little girl from the?
Dude, that was a trip. You don't remember that, do you, Shara? Do you just remember us telling you about it?
I
You were asleep.
So
I
Shara
may have
had
been kind
like long.
I was asleep. I was just.
Okay, so we came home one night. I don't know where we
Why
were.
was I such a big kid?
You were sleep running. Anyways, like imagine,
Shara
like
slept in gowns,
yeah, she was like 6.
and
so
she had like kind of long,
I
scraggly hair.
this long black hair.
She looked like the girl from.
She literally could have been on a horror movie.
Yeah, definitely.
But everybody always talks about how like the creepiest thing in the world is like little kids like walking around and at night or whatever. And we walked home and it was we were walking down the hall or something.
No, you woke up maybe she had already gone to bed or something. Anyways, you walked down the hall to use the bathroom and she didn't see you. I think she was running from her bed to my parents.
Yeah, I think you were probably going to.
She took off running and without even.
I was definitely running to my mommy's bed because I probably was having a bad dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
Your
a
hair
little
was all hanging in your face with this.
Yeah, but we were
walking.
walking down the hall and you just coincidentally ran out of your bedroom at the time we were in the hall, scared the crap out of us. It was hilarious. So let me go ahead and get Cheyenne on. Let me send her this link.
I'll say what we're doing. We've been talking about crazy hair salon stories. So in our Studio B group text, we've been going through some of our memories through the years. I'm sure there's so many more that we could think of later on. But man, we had fun just sharing our stories through the years. And nothing really, like, we're not going to share stories of people that are our customers. We're not going to call them out. We have stories.
Yeah, we got plenty of stories.
They
These are
could
gonna
tell
be-
you that. We need to have them on to tell you.
Yeah.
But anyways, just through the years, some of the funny stuff that's gone on.
And I talked to Brittany today. I was like, Brittany, you want to do the podcast? And I said, look, we can't even do it till like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. By the way, folks, it is 11:17, and we're just now starting this thing. But we've all got to get our kids asleep and all that stuff. But Brittany was like, oh, no, I'll be asleep by then. so we tried to get Brittany on Because Brittany's actually, other than Jennifer, Brittany's probably been there the longest.
Hey, and Brittany hasn't been on the podcast.
No, she hasn't been on the podcast.
She's avoided us.
Yeah, she doesn't want to talk, but.
Okay, is Selena Gomez like of y'all's time?
She's of my time, because remember that time that I stayed the night at your house and I told you the mom let me watch Wizards of Waverly Place and you knew that was a lie, and then
I said, "Don't you lie. We're not going to handle this."
I had to watch those shows so much more just because I couldn't. I was like, what is it about
You and Maverick, so rebellious.
Okay. So today's episode is going to be,
Okay.
Today's topic is going to be some of our more wild stories. Remember getting scammed by the imposter UPS guy?
Oh, Cheyenne, were you here when we got scammed by the UPS guy?
No, I've just heard the story.
That was.
We'll have to get Brittany in.
That was
on
Anna
one.
too. Yeah,
And Anna.
So
God,
yeah,
that's funny.
Well, Shara, you remember that? Were you at work that day?
I was. Yeah, I just don't.
It was really.
I guess that.
We're just gonna say that Anna and Brittany got scammed. It wasn't us. We would never fall for anything like that.
Dude, I totally fell for it. That guy was good.
But basically, we totally got scammed. This is a crazy hairstyle story.
Let's go ahead and start here. Yeah.
So we totally got scammed. You don't think that you would get scammed, but it happens. The people are really good. But the guy called on the phone and acted like he was our UPS guy, and we totally fell for it. How did he do it, Kylie?
He called, and I want to say Brittany answered, and then
he got everybody involved.
I don't know.
somehow.
Yeah, he was good because when I got on the phone, he's like, "What's up, man?" And I was like, "How much is this?" He said, "Who you think it is?" And I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "Man, who you see every single day that comes in
Yeah,
there?"
he was good.
And he said, "Ronnie." And I was like, "Ronnie?" He's like, "UPS guy." I went, "Oh, dude, what's going on?" He's like, "Look, man." He's like, "My sister is broke down at some automotive place or
He
out of gas
he
or
was
something."
on a run in Dallas.
Yeah, he said, "Dude, I'm on my run to Dallas and I won't be back till 7 or something like that." And he said, "My sister is broke down and y'all the closest to her. Can you please go down there and give her $63.27 to pay for whatever it was?" And he was so specific.
Yeah. Okay. I remember me and you were both busy. And you were like, "Oh yeah, no, I don't know." And then you're like, "Here," and you just gave the phone to Brittany or Anna or something, and it got passed around the shop. Shara, did you talk to the guy at any point?
I don't think so. I just remember coming up there and it sounded like y'all were trying to do a good deed. It sounded like
so. It started out a good deed, and and then he offered to somehow reimburse an extra $100 for whoever did it. So I think that's when Brittany and Anna got a little more interested.
Yeah, they were all because at the time,
so we're kind
they
of
were hardly
laughing
making any money. They were
about
like,
the
"Oh, yeah."
situation, and we're kind of going back and forth. We're busy. We're like, "What does he want? What he wants? He needs help." I mean, and we're like, "Well, I mean, maybe you could." And they were putting him on hold, and Anna was like, "Well, we could make $100." He said,
Yeah,
because
because the guy
back $100.
Yeah, he was gonna give him like $100 tip for taking.
And we definitely felt at the point that he would definitely give our money back.
And it was
right?
Ronnie, our UPS guy. He was
him.
cool. I wish I really
We
knew.
really did. We really did have a friendly UPS guy.
Oh man, he
at
was
the
there
time.
every day.
But it was definitely not him.
Anyway,
I mean,
so they played it up so well that somehow when he got, they were like, "Yeah, we'll run it down there." They ran it down there
to a legit automotive
to an
place.
automotive place, and I guess I don't know who
Put
the
it in an
woman
envelope.
was. They put it in an envelope, and they said something about. Didn't they say go inside and take it to the guy at the counter, or just give it to
Somehow
him?
Somebody that worked at the place was definitely in on it.
Yeah,
I
it
forget.
was wild. It was an elaborate
So-
scheme.
Anyways, when it came to the next day, nothing was ever returned. Not the $66.
He wouldn't answer.
He wouldn't answer.
I was like,
So
"Dude,
we
what's my
Googled-
$100
We
tip?"
Googled the number and found out that he scams all kinds of people this
Yeah,
way.
because a few weeks later,
And it wasn't but a few weeks later.
it was like a sting.
It was on the news. Yeah.
And it was on the news because he had done several
local
people.
businesses. It was pretty insane.
But for $63.27, I was like, "Dude, you earned your money."
It was right.
Ronnie.
You know.
Oh, right. It's me, Ronnie. Or whatever his name was. I was like, dude, come on, man. Do y'all remember? I can't remember if it was before COVID or after COVID. I don't remember. But do y'all remember the nice little girl that would come around and she'd be.
It was definitely before COVID because it's been going on for years.
Okay, yeah. The nice little girl that would come around and she was selling. She was selling plate lunches to raise money for funeral expenses.
Mm-hmm.
And then she kept on. And for like a year, she kept coming around selling these plates. these food plates.
But then sometimes she would just
is stacking up some bodies, or
I think she realized, man, these suckers will donate money to anything. But she didn't realize it's like, dude, like you're bringing us food and we don't have to leave.
But then it got to where she just was coming by and needing money.
Yeah.
It would be no food involved.
Oh, really? Oh, she would be raising money for everything.
Yeah, she asked me for something a few weeks ago or a few months ago, and I said, no, I'm not going to do that. And she was like, well, where's your husband? He always does it for me. See, it's your fault.
You think it's the same one?
Yeah, Jennifer said it was. They know her by name.
Well, this...
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and do y'all remember that? They were selling like barbecue plates and stuff. And we
Did
were
y'all
involved.
get a plate? Because I sure did not eat a plate. I don't even
It was
eat
delicious.
it.
That's why
The church
I think
dinner on the ground.
I ate a couple.
if I remember correctly, they actually started like a business like that. Then they started bringing a menu of like so and
Then
so's
we should
catering.
feel really bad because it turned into
I
a
don't.
business, and
We influenced their business, and
I'm
it
saying
flourished.
feeling really bad for making fun.
No, because
you could take my money faster though than the little, and shout out to little old vegetable man, because you're the sweetest, cutest little man on this planet. When he walks in to sell his vegetables, I have to go hide because I would buy them all.
But let me tell you something. Look, let me tell you
I
something.
don't even eat vegetables, and I bought some from
Let me
him.
tell you
I
something.
never
One
buy
day,
from him, y'all.
you know, I
Vegetables.
used to always like buy everything from him when he would walk through. And then one day he had to give me change. And when I tell you he broke out a straight up 70s New York drug dealer bankroll full of hundreds, I was like, what? He's slinging some tomatoes.
This little old man will tell you a joke if you buy his produce, and it's so cute.
It's not that cute.
I
I just don't fall for things like that.
She will get you. She'll be like, "Oh, Shara, I think she's right around the corner."
Yeah, I send them on back.
So I'm like, "Oh."
That's my country people sound right there.
Yeah, every time he comes in, I'm not interested, but my
you-
customers are. So he always makes a good $10 off.
You know who used to kill it when she would come in was the woman that made all the homemade
chocolate
chocolate.
lady.
Yeah.
Kelly's Candies.
Oh,
Where are you at,
Yes.
Kelly?
Yeah, Kelly, come on
Where are you
by.
at? I haven't seen
Man.
you in a few years.
Back, Kelsey, come back.
Anybody who works in an office knows who
chocolate.
Kelly's Candies are.
Yeah, man,
Right.
she made all
Chocolate
this
covered
homemade.
Pineapples.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so in a hair salon, you get a lot of solicitors. Is that what they're called?
Yeah,
For things like that.
we kind of welcome them though because
What
it
about
gives
those
us podcast fodder.
Those that man that made their way up to like $12, and they was just like some ham and cheese.
What about the little
They started
kid?
out at like $7 for a hamburger. I mean, for a sandwich and
What
chips.
about the
Then
little
it went
kid
up to like 12.
who sold the millionaire brownies?
Golly.
And they were
Oh.
like $7 a piece.
But they were
But he
delicious.
was so adorable. Do y'all remember him?
He like
He
I
had a
don't know
big
if I ever saw him,
personality.
but didn't y'all say he like wore a suit or
Yeah.
yeah, and he would walk in, and he would walk in and he'd be like, "Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to introduce you to the greatest brownie you'll ever eat." And,
Yeah, he was adorable.
And I was like, "Dude, I'll buy everything."
Take my money,
Yeah.
you cute kid,
But it
and
was
give me
great.
that good brownie.
So we wanted to bring y'all in because I completely forgot about this.
Oh,
the
this
balloon
is a great story.
popping.
Y'all work together, right?
Were y'all
I
working?
don't see. That's one of those situations where I don't remember if I was there. If I just made myself feel like I was there.
Yeah, you've heard it so much. It's like I was the one that popped the balloons.
Okay, so
But-
start the story then.
All right, Shara, you go ahead.
But I'm the same way, Cheyenne. I swear.
Yeah.
I will like morph myself into. But we all work
Mhm.
around each other so much that it's possible, to like think that you were
Like,
there for that.
I
But
can
wish
imagine
you, I
it
wish
in
you
my
would have
head.
been. I
Yeah, I
wish
do
you would
too.
have been, because maybe you would have calmed me down a little bit. But
Yeah, you were totally by
let me
yourself.
paint this. Let me paint this picture for those of you who are listening, and you just tell me what you would do in this situation. We're at the Salon, Studio B. Shout out. Straight out of Studio B. I'm the last one left. Everybody's gone home for the day. And I have a full highlight to do. I'm pretty sure it was highlights for her wedding, if I have to remember. And let me also say, for the hairstylists out there, this was a compromised blonde. So I am like really eyeballing these foils. Like I'm really eyeballing because it's on that fine line, you know.
Compromised.
AKA fried.
AKA fried. So I am eyeballing these foils like my life depends on it. Little did I know it would. So I'm the last one there. It's just me and this client. And for those of you who haven't been to Studio B, it's would you call it a duplex, guys? Back then, now it's not.
Yeah, it was like two different offices. So
so we shared the same building.
Like
there was an insurance office next door.
But it was
only a wall in between us and State Farm insurance agents. So it's like past 5. It's dark outside, and I hear over on the State Farm side, which is only a wall separating us and the State Farm side, a loud bang of a gunshot, and immediately followed by a blood-curdling scream from a woman. So, pop is what I hear. And it's Shreveport after dark, so it's instantly the stakes are higher. And I'm looking in the mirror at my client. We make eye contact, and we almost both just go full blown into tears. So it's panic mode. I'm like, let you call 911. I'm going to go lock all the doors. So I'm running around locking doors. We're turning off the lights, closing blinds. She's like peeking through the bottom blind, already has 911 on the phone. And I think we're feeding off of each other's fear. So I call my mommy because that's my first instinct. She's got 911 covered. I call my mom, who lives, less than 5 minutes down the road, for her to get my dad to come. Kylie lives right next door to my dad. So the two of them hop in the car and come up to Studio B. And I don't even know what happened in between the time of them. But the phone call that my mom got had to be so scary because I'm like, a lady just got shot right next door at State Farm. Mom, help, send dad. So dad and Kylie jump in the car, come to Studio B. Y'all had to have gotten there so quick because I had time to, and I don't know, Kylie, you'll have to fill in the blanks here because I think my stress level was
y'all are reminding me. I don't remember half of this, but I do now as you talk.
Back to me.
Kylie and my dad pull up, and I guess somehow Kylie, they come in and they immediately start walking the perimeter of the building, and they see that there's a car parked in the back. And so I guess you go into State Farm, and what does Kylie see, people? What do y'all think Kylie sees? Dead body? No. Birthday balloons, because it's the State Farm agent's birthday in the next morning. So they wanted to set up a big birthday surprise. So balloons and banners everywhere. One of the balloons had popped and scared one of the workers, so she screamed.
Okay, that's right. So they came up there that night to set up.
We had to do the call of shame back to the police officers and say, please don't come.
What took them so long to come?
and all while all of this is happening, while that first fool that I put in is screaming. So I'm like, I'm scared for her hair and for my life. And I'm like, you might need to go to the shampoo bowl. I know that somebody possibly just got shot in the parking lot, but we've got to rinse this ASAP.
Remember, we had a woman one day. She came flying up. She walked in with a very authoritative voice, and she said, "You, my car won't stop dinging. Come outside. And so I stopped in the middle of my client and I walked outside and she said, my car won't stop dinging. Well, this was a client. And I was like, your hatchback's open. And I closed it and it stopped dinging. And she goes,
She was a pretty regular client. Would you say she was a weekly?
Yeah.
client?
And she goes, oh, okay.
Regular.
Thank you. And then she left.
So then one time, I remember she was there and she was in the back and somebody was doing her hair. And I think everybody kind of did her hair, not me, but I think a few people. Yeah,
I did it at least once or twice.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
somebody was doing her hair in the back, and I remember her said, "Tell that man to come back here." And so Kylie was in the middle of doing hair, and I was like,
and once again,
Kylie,
you come back here. And I
Kylie,
went back there.
She wants you to go back there. And Kylie walked back there. She said,
well, at this point, I had to go because I was like, what is it?
go to
like, this is
Brookshire's and get
entertaining.
me ink for my printer.
Yeah.
That was me.
That was you. Yeah. We were like, what?
Yep, that was me.
Yeah. And she's like, yes, she told me to come back there and wanted me to go buy her an ink cartridge. And I was like, that's the
Dead
most
serious.
random. But I had to
I
go
want to know
because
what
by
she
this,
thought you were.
I don't know.
My biggest
I was cutting hair.
curiosity,
So.
Can I say where she was from, or make up another country? Let's say Turkey. Let's say she's Turkish.
Okay.
I want to go to Turkey because if people are that friendly there that she just expects random people to go buy her ink cartridges, but people must be so nice there.
Not only go buy you ink cartridges, stop in the middle of your job cutting someone's hair to leave and go to Brookshire's and buy you ink.
And then there was the one time that Brittany was.
It's expensive too.
Brittany was going to grab lunch, and she says, "Anybody want anything?" And this woman was there again, and she goes, "Yes, I want Long John Silver's." So Brittany goes and grabs Long John Silver's and pulls up and goes, "Okay, here's your food." And she's gone.
The woman had
So
left.
the woman ordered Long John Silver's and left before the food got there. My Lord, it was funny.
But the greatest of all stories with this particular stylist is when, Shara, you tell it, what she did in your room that day.
Oh, I forgot about that.
She was not a stylist. Let's clarify that she definitely did not work at Studio B, people. She did for only one day, for just an hour. She self-employed herself. Jill said stylist. She was a client.
Oh yeah.
Jennifer had just done her hair. This client that we're talking about, and she, I guess, checked her out, and she was getting ready to leave, or she could have gone there early and was just waiting for Jennifer to do her hair, one of the two. So I finish my lunch and go into my lash room to start getting ready to work on my next client. I walk in, and said client that we're talking about is on her hands and knees under my lash table, sweeping, making sort of a sweeping motion with her hand of dirt into the other hand, as if she had been. It wasn't like I just walked in and she was looking for contact. This had to have been going on for a few minutes, because it was like you could tell she had done this before, this hand sweeping motion. So she is on her hands and knees cleaning my lash room, which I will say was not dirty. So she's cleaning my room for me. And I don't even know that we've ever necessarily met at this point. But that did not matter to said client. I walk in and I'm like, "Hi, did you maybe fall? Why are you on the ground?" Is what I'm thinking. And she says, I clean your room for you. I clean your room for you. And all I want is, I need a bag. I need a trash bag. And I was like, okay. So I go walk and get a trash bag, asking 0 questions. And she asked me to hold it open for her. She starts just kind of grabbing random objects in my room and sticking them in the bag, and lets me know that she will be taking these objects as her payment. for cleaning my room completely unsolicited, not asked.
Did she take your stuff several times?
She takes a candle, one of my candles, sticks it in the back. A few empty rolls of tape that just maybe had like 1 little inch of tape left on them, and then all of my empty lash boxes, and says that she will use these for storage at her house or something. So it was kind of like, have you ever been to New Orleans and they just start cleaning your shoes without asking and then stick their hand out for money? It was that situation. But
I remember somebody going back through the bag, and getting your stuff, getting the good stuff out, just leaving the bag of trash.
Anna did. So then she goes to get her hair cut. Yeah, that's what happened. This client goes to get her hair cut after that because Jennifer walks in and she's just kind of like, "What's happening? It's time to get your hair cut. Come in here." And so she goes to cut her hair, and thank you, Anna. I really appreciate you if you're listening to this. Thanks for getting me back my candle and my tape rolls.
Hey, Shara,
lash boxes.
Are you looking at your phone, Shara?
No, should I?
I'm pretty sure Cheyenne is crocheting.
Are you Cheyenne?
Are you?
Yes. Let's get.
Cheyenne is our old soul. Actually, Brittany's our old soul. Cheyenne is our secretly old soul.
Look at it.
Of this line. You wouldn't know it.
So it does look soft. Anyways.
Cheyenne, you got any stories you want to share with us?
The bangs client.
Oh, goodness.
Bangs.
You tell. So I was giving her a haircut, and she said, "Can you cut my bangs for me?" I was like, "Okay, yeah." So I grabbed my shears and went around to cut her bangs, and I think I was asking how she wanted them or something, and she was like, "But I don't want bangs," and I was like, "Oh, maybe I just misunderstood her," and so I was like, "Okay, I'll just sit them down, continue what I'm doing," and then she asked me again, "Can you cut my bangs for me?" And I was like, "Okay." I heard her right the first time. So I proceeded to try to cut her bangs, and she again said, "I don't want bangs." And I'm so confused. And then it hit me. I was like, "Do you want me to cut your bangs off?"
That's terrible.
And she said yes. And I'm gone, to the scalp, no hair left.
Did you do it?
She was like, yes. Yes, I did.
Wait, you cut it? Are you talking about emo bangs?
No. And I probably should have used my to the hairline.
Did you shave it?
What was her reasoning? I've done hair for 19 years. I've never heard of that.
I think it was big. She never gave me a reason. I didn't ask. I was a baby stylist. But I think it was because she didn't like those baby hairs.
Because she didn't want. Oh, she did not want bangs. Get these out of here.
Yeah, literally.
Exactly.
I do not want these bangs.
They weren't super thick, but
that's
still,
a pretty bad grow out process.
One of the most baffling things I've ever been asked to do.
And she went out town saying, "Oh, this haircut, yes, go see Cheyenne here."
Right. Right. I was like,
what did it look like afterwards?
Probably now. It just
terrible.
It looked like she had tiny little specks at the top of her head where her hair was. It was
looked like a little
hair,
kid
so
that cuts their own hair.
Yeah. That's just crazy.
All right, let me tell y'all about one story when I was a newer hairstylist. When you're newer, you always get the people off the streets.
the wanderer, the homeless people.
So I was at the salon where I started down the road from where we work now. And it was a Saturday afternoon and I was working late and I was by myself. And this guy walks in and he looked like he was about my age, early 20s. And he looked, pretty decent looking guy, nothing sketchy. Until he sat down in my chair and I noticed he was sweating profusely. And So we had a consultation. I'm not sure how well it went. I was new, so it was probably not good on my end either. But he asked if I put the cape around him, but then he asked if he could go to the bathroom. So I took the cape off. He went to the bathroom. He was in there forever, like a good 10, 15 minutes. I'm not exaggerating. I don't like to exaggerate time because you really get a full effect that he was in there forever. But so finally he comes out of the bathroom.
Go ahead.
He is sweating even worse this time. I put the cape around him, start to cut his hair, and he takes my cape that's around his neck and he blows his nose like it is a tissue.
Oh,
I mean, like,
This had to be pre-COVID.
oh yeah, this was 15 so years ago, and I mean, totally coked out of his mind.
oh my God.
He had to blow out whatever he snorted in the bathroom. I'm assuming it was pretty terrible.
In our notes, Jill has that titled as "Coked Out Nose Blower."
It was pretty bad.
Accurate.
Jill, you've got another one in here.
Oh,
Breastfeeding instead of suckers.
I got to be careful with that one because there's
Hang on,
nothing
disclaimer.
wrong.
There's nothing wrong with breastfeeding
in public.
That's not what this is about.
Absolutely nothing.
Carry
wrong.
on.
But there was this kid getting a haircut, and he was pretty grown. I mean, he was
17.
he could crawl up in the chair by himself. Well, he was having a tough time, and it was a new stylist that had worked with us, which made it even more funny. So he was getting a haircut, and he was having a tough time. So my coworker that was cutting his hair decided that she said, hang on, I'm going to go get a sucker for him, which is very common in the hair salon world. And the mom said, no, don't worry about it. I'll feed him. So she didn't lift up her shirt. She pulled the shirt down so you can imagine full exposure. I thought my customer was going to die, my male customer and the other stylist male customer there. So, baby starts doing its thing, calms down. And so the girl I worked with was like, okay, I'll just let that happen. And she goes, no, cut his hair while it's going on. So she literally cut his hair. Hair was falling all over the place.
Around.
Then she flipped to the other side, which then flipped the baby to the other side to cut around the other. It was actually kind of a brilliant idea. It worked. You got through the haircut, if you get what I'm saying. But it was pretty insane. I'd never seen anything like it.
Friends, it works, I guess. But if you're not if you don't know the person, that's a lot.
I can't imagine how scratchy that must have been.
The kid's like, actually, no. Like, I want a sucker. I want some candy.
What about the time the guy came in and asked for a haircut and you cut his hair and he walked by and I noticed he had an ankle bracelet?
And had to plug it in to charge.
Told you that it had to be charged.
Oh,
I immediately grabbed my phone and texted the group.
Like a sparkly dolphin ankle bracelet.
It was wild. Yeah, we've seen them all.
He was a pretty nice guy.
No, great guy. But homeless guy with a suitcase.
Okay, so I don't know. One day I walked up and my customer was sitting in the waiting room and next to another guy sitting in the waiting room. And he had a suitcase with him. And I said, can I help you? He goes, rah, 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 rah. And I was like, yeah, you heard that correctly.
Rah, 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 rah,
Rah, rah, rah, rah, rah, rah. And I was like, okay. So I called my customer back and we just kind of panicked a little bit. And he got up and left. It was very strange. We just had to sit down for a second with this rolling suitcase. He just rolled out.
I mean, our salon's on a very busy. I mean, it's a loop. So, there's a lot of people that walk by. I mean, I'm sure people that are just passing through. I mean, it's constant. Just come through. We actually just found that a homeless guy was living in a
People
tent.
are never going to want to come to our salon.
Was living behind.
No, 4 days before we bought our salon that we have rented for 11 years, 4 days before, I guess the leaves had fallen enough on the back of our trees in the back property that we discovered there was a tent.
Yeah, because me and Brittany were back there, and
I
I said, Brittany, is that a tent? And that sure was. There was a dude back there living.
Homeless Harry.
Jill was saying we should teach him how to cut hair and stuff. This would be like a cool, like,
Yeah, I thought it could be a story.
that'd be a cool story.
Cool
Like he was
podcast.
homeless, living behind us.
I mean,
now
he
he
could
works here.
apprentice to barber.
The police went back a few times and he never was there. They said it looked abandoned. And we didn't see him for a while. And then the guys that
Was
were
there a
clearing the
suitcase?
land, no, the guys that were clearing land said, yeah, I mean, it's vacant,
Full
but he left his hard hat and a bunch of cans of Spam. And he used to
Did
leave
he-
early
did he
in the
have-
morning and come back late in the afternoon. So I was sure he had a
Did you have a
job.
notebook where he wrote down?
So I got a crazy customer story. It really kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I can handle stuff for myself, but when you mess with my coworkers, my employees, not my employees, I hate saying that. Cheyenne, do you remember this story? So you had a sweet girl. I thought she was very sweet. The thing about reviews on Facebook or Google reviews is it gives people a voice that even if they're shy, that I feel like that they have a voice. Anyways, so you had a girl come in and she seemed really nice and she had wanted like this major blonde highlight overhaul, right?
Yes.
And she also had her newborn baby with her. And I don't even know how you got through that whole day. But I know that I witnessed everyone in the salon at some point coming and putting a pacifier in the baby's mouth, like coming over there talking to the baby. Like we went out of our way to make this girl feel comfortable with her child, which is what.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I take pride in. We're a family salon. We love kids. We are going to help in every way that we can. So then I remember later that night, like I guess we had a notification on our phone or something, and the girl had written a bad review, and it had nothing to do with the quality of her hair. She said that she was overcharged and it took too long. First of all, however long it took, it was absolutely not overcharged. It would have had to been
No,
$1,000 to be
Well,
overcharged.
didn't she have to keep stopping and walking the baby around?
Oh, I had
Because-
to, yeah, I
that's why it
had
took
to
so
stop
long.
a lot.
You couldn't
Yeah.
get your job done. Like it, like I was furious. Do you remember that, Callie?
Yeah, I
was
remember.
furious. And then so I wanted to write a review back, and I love that about reviews that you can write it back, which is funny to see. If you ever see somebody's review, always look at the people's review back because you'll get like it's good entertainment. But
Oh yeah.
I didn't. You wouldn't allow me to write it back, so you wrote back something, pretty clever about,
Yeah.
we can do stuff. We can do stuff in a good amount of time without distractions. It's insane.
I
I'm just
kept my
blown away.
coof.
Like, how are you that crazy?
Yeah, that was bizarre.
Was that when you first started?
It was
Yeah,
pretty
I hadn't
early
been there.
on.
Yeah, I was in the back.
Yeah.
So me and Shara were in the back, and I was only there like 3 months.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I was pretty new.
Yeah. And the thing is, she said her hair looked great in the review.
Yeah.
The hair looked great, but you guys are really slow and you charge too much.
Of all things, like you think that she would be the one going, man, they had a great experience at a salon today. They were so helpful.
I like
The
my
whole-
hair.
Yeah, I
I was
love
able
my
to bring my baby. I had people to help me.
They cooked me dinner,
Oh
No.
my gosh.
washed my
well.
car.
So I had a customer come in. This was early on in my career, and she was crazy. A lot of fun, but crazy. But she would bring a styrofoam cup with her, so you can imagine what was in that for her appointments. So one time, I guess she wanted to get a little bit more comfortable, and she took off her bra and set it on the counter, which was really weird.
Whoa.
And I was highlighting her hair, and I bumped the bra and it fell down, and I went to pick it up, and then I realized like, oh wait, like I'm not touching this. So I just kind of backed off.
That's
And then
weird.
while her
how-
highlight was sitting and she had time, she took my clippers and cut her son's hair because she was too cheap to pay me to do it.
What?
She said, girl, I'm just going to do these real quick and buzz his hair real quick. I was like,
I need a fee for using my tools. Goodness.
I just wanted
did
her
electric
going at that
bill.
point.
Even if that's your best friend.
Like,
Yes,
that's a
you're
lot.
right. Can you imagine
my
how
best
hairy
friend
that bra was from falling on the floor at a hair salon?
Oh, no. That's the worst. Hairy bras.
So, a lot of my stories, I just can't remember them. That's why I need y'all.
I'm sitting here trying to think.
There's been so many. I used to keep notes of everything.
Remember the time that you made me laugh when I was big pregnant with Maverick? Thank God I was doing my best friend's hair at the time. And Kylie, you walked by, you stood at my door in my room and you had a can of Coke. And I said,
No, me?
Kylie, can I have a sip of that Coke? Well, I was like 8 months pregnant. And I took a sip of the Coke. Well, right when I was drinking, one of Jennifer's customers walked out and Kylie said, "Bye, have a good day." And she goes, "Oh, I will." And that was funny, right? But then Kylie's response goes, "Man, she's really sure of herself on that one. She's sure she's going to have a good day." And it's just the way you said it. I'm not sure. It was right when I was down in my
She was
Coke.
confident about that day.
Yes. I was down in my Coke. And when you said that, I couldn't control myself. And the Coke went through my nose, which burned. And then I leaned over laughing so hard and everything in my stomach came out on the ground. And my best friend goes, Are you throwing up? It was
Kind of a repeat with that.
terrible. Yeah. Shara has
Pregnancy.
yeah, we have 2 more stories about me being pregnant and throwing up from laughing. So obviously I can't be pregnant and laugh at the same time.
What is
One which happened at Trejo's. Yeah, it was terrible.
like? Why do people feel so comfortable in telling hairstylists everything?
I don't know. Maybe they know that we hear
We
all
should
kinds
be
of
talking
crazy
to our
stuff.
clients.
Maybe they know we hear all kinds of crazy stuff. Nothing's going to shock us. Because, I don't know about y'all, Cheyenne and Shara, but like I know about so many people's like plastic surgeries, facelifts, things like that. And they tell me and they don't tell other people, I think they know we're going to see it maybe.
Yeah, I mean it's people.
Yeah, but
not just that.
fast.
People.
They also tell us that they cheated on so and so, and they tell us that they,
Oh, yeah.
killed so.
True story. True story for sure.
Uh-huh.
We've got some crazy stories that we can't even talk about. Like people have to die before we tell our stories on some of these.
Oh
my god.
one of mine, I'm pretty sure did. She said, it.
Mine
It
got
started-
shot
it was
but
a
didn't
new guy.
die.
It started out with, this guy died outside my house. It was so crazy.
You're going
too.
with it.
At the end of the appointment, it was looking a lot like, that was my roommate. We didn't get along very good type of situation. I was like, okay, hold on. And she's like, the cops are really driving me crazy. I mean, they're getting my DNA and stuff. And anyways, I go to trial next week. I'm like, oh, so we're doing lashes for trial. Like that. Okay. I'm scared.
What about me and my, I can't go into too much detail, but my stalker situation that involved the police and then the husband called me to tell me what exactly to say to the police.
Cheyenne, a while ago, were you saying something about you don't have as many crazy stories? Is that what you were saying?
That I can remember at least. Like, I feel like I had a ton when I first started and we were doing like half off color specials. I got a lot.
Oh, yeah. Those are the best ones.
situations.
But I think that might be the advantage, but because you are kind of more quiet than the rest of us. So maybe they're just like, she didn't want to hear my story about.
I don't know. Cheyenne, you
So-
told me some
know.
stories that some of your people tell you.
I wish I could remember. I did have these 2 high schooler kids that the guy was getting a haircut, and the whole time he's getting his haircut, the girlfriend is standing in the doorway and they're singing like show choir songs to each other.
Oh, like serenade. That's their they communicate through
Like
song.
serenade each other. They're like live High School Musical.
They're communicating through song.
I would have been
Oh,
entertained
that's
by
right.
that.
Because Don't Stop Believing was playing on the radio, and they were just belting it out to each other in the middle of the salon.
Were they a couple?
I mean, yeah.
That's funny.
It's entertaining. I'd never had that happen.
Okay. So
So I got a story about the last time I wore a dress to skirt.
start over.
I got a story about the last time I wore a dress to work. I reached up
The one and only time you wore a dress to work?
I kept my retail up above me at the old salon, and I reached up, and when I did, this woman stuck her hand up my dress and grabbed the back of like my thigh close to my butt, and she goes, "You are just so cute," and like shook it. I was like, "Whoa, that will never happen again."
What?
Yeah, she's pretty crazy.
Why do y'all, hairstylists, I guess stereotypically are known for being like partiers and eccentric and wild and undependable and crazy and
That's so mean.
fill in the blank. I mean, why? Because like I've always said, and I'm not joking, it's almost like hairstylists, bartenders, strippers, tattoo artists, musicians, they're all kind of like the same, but different. Does that make any sense? Like they're all
But
just
different.
It makes sense.
yeah.
So
They're
one of them makes a lot more money than all the others.
Yeah, for real. But we all have cash.
yeah. Well, yeah. Everybody has cash, but I wonder why. That's like I've always wondered. Like, why is it like that, and why?
I think it's the schedules, the flexible schedules.
I think that and that we talk to people a lot
Yeah.
and deal with people.
Because if
And
you,
maybe that makes us crazy.
and if you notice, a
definitely.
lot of the times, like hairstylists date like musicians, tattoo artists. You know what I'm saying? Like they always kind of, I don't know.
All of those people that you just mentioned, like all those careers,
Yeah.
like make you feel better, like they make you feel good. So I think that's why people are so open, because I don't care who
Strippers
you are or
make
what you're
people feel
telling me.
better.
Sitting in my chair, if you're sitting in my chair, like I'm agreeing with you. No matter what, I'm on your side. Like, oh, you cheated on your husband? That's good for you. That's fine. You get it, girl.
That'll be $100.
I'm hyping everybody. I'm hyping whoever is in my chair up. So maybe
listening to
that's my-
Shara talk to her customers is really entertaining.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Everybody kind of eavesdrops around my room to listen in.
Absolutely.
You know it's all
You
about
don't have to
you,
eavesdrop.
Callie. Callie.
Yes. I think, well, we're also like all those professions, if I'm thinking of all of them, I mean, are typically creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I've always
know,
said this, like you've got, if somebody just randomly downloaded this podcast, they're like, man, what? Like we got one girl who sounds like a robot, got a bad phone connection. We got a dog barking in the background. Everybody.
Y'all,
We're all talking over each other.
Do I sound like a robot currently?
No,
No,
not
you're
right now.
good.
It's like
It's
every
on
once
and
in a
off.
while you'll get a weird, like, your service will get weird for a second. You'll sound a little crusty or whatever, digitized.
I sound more like a hairstylist
Yeah.
in my later years.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, we kind of are people's therapists.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
I
said
guess.
1 in 5 hairstylists have an anxiety disorder.
Well, I read on it. I read up before we did this episode. I was trying to read up some stuff, and it was on Behind the Chair, and they were saying that 1 in 5 hairstylists suffer from anxiety disorder.
I definitely think, like in my career of seeing some people that have done hair for a long time, I've seen like some sort of mental breakdown, and I can I don't see that myself yet, but I can see that
It's coming. I've had
I
12.
hope it's not coming.
I know
but I'm just
why.
saying, like
I
I can see
understand.
it. I understand it.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot.
Well, there's not many jobs where, I mean, people don't think about this. The average, I don't care if you, even people that make $250,000 a year, more than likely they show up at work and they have one boss, and then they, maybe two.
What other job?
But we have like 10 a day.
that
Like
you
on a
cut
typical
some-
busy day, you got 8 bosses a day. It's weird. Nobody deals with that kind of. I mean, I'm not gonna say nobody because doctors and yes, they have crazy schedules, but like hours are like, all right, I got 30 minutes, and you're 20 minutes late, and there's somebody already in the waiting room, and it stacks up. You've got to stay on that schedule, and it is
Me with
stressful.
3 people in the waiting room at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool breeze too. Ain't no care in the world.
That's the show, Shara. I'm freaking out on the inside.
That's how she
My
handles
upper-
it.
I love it.
I have seen Cheyenne in
my
situations where like
One in
she's
five,
in the.
if it's 1 in 5, not Cheyenne that has the anxiety disorder.
You said it's not me?
Yeah,
Yeah, if it's one,
it doesn't show.
the ratio.
It
Cheyenne, do you
is
think
big.
that's true? I think you do have it. That's just the way you handle is you just kind of shut down.
Yeah, I shut down.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that in a
I have
way.
Yeah.
I'm like the
You
crazier
have to.
it gets.
I mean, what are you going to do?
Like the more behind at work
Yeah.
I get, the slower I get because I'm just like, man, it's just bad.
Yeah.
I give up.
I just have to just like suck it up and just keep going forward. That's all you can do.
Mm-mm.
Play cool.
Um,
Stressing out.
So
Yeah,
one thing about
There has been a couple of times though, like it'd be Cheyenne would be shampooing, and then there's like somebody in the waiting room, and she's drying. I'm almost done, and then another one walks in, because that's the worst. Is like if you're a little if you're a little bit behind, and then somebody shows up early,
It's early.
and then the other person after them shows up early, and it's like, hang on, this ain't all my fault.
Happened.
Yeah, well, it ain't all your fault. Yeah, the hair salon's one of those places that, like, literally, we want
That's
you to
what
get there 1 minute before your appointment.
I don't know how we, compared to a doctor, you would think a doctor is way more professional, right? Just by the appearance and the money they make. How come they can get away with being super unprofessional and making you wait an hour in a hair salon? I mean, in the doctor's office.
We consider
Yet.
ourselves. We've talked about that. We consider ourselves doctors when it comes to the waiting.
Yeah, but if
like,
we're an
all
hour
right.
behind, we get cussed out. You ain't gonna cuss a doctor out.
I mean, I'm 15 minutes behind, and you've already got a text like 30 minutes ago warning you about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
You don't text your doctor and say, in the Starbucks line, you want anything? Like 15 minutes late. So no, I don't. I'd really rather be.
No,
That
the
is
worst
funny
one,
when
like,
when people
So-
show up 30 minutes late, but yet they got a fresh Starbucks that's
There
still
is
smoking.
a
It's like, hold up.
like a secret rule, not secret, but there's a code that they say you should go by. Not everybody does. I have a hard time with this, but they say if you're only 10 minutes behind on your customer, to not warn them because they will be 25 minutes behind.
Yeah.
So I always do that. If I'm 10 minutes behind, I'm like, oh, I have to let them know. I have to let them know. And that's when they definitely stop by Starbucks, and then it's 25 minutes, and then we're just way behind for the day.
My problem is realizing I'm running behind when it's time for the next person's appointment. And it's too late for me to tell them ahead of
They're
time.
already there.
Oh, they're already there, like walking through the door, and I'm like, oh,
Yes.
everything's fine.
Me and my clients have like an IOU system. It's like, I'm late today, but you will be next time. So it's and I'll be okay with that. So chill.
All right.
That is so true. It goes both ways. Same with like having to
I've got
cancel
one-
and stuff.
I've
You're-
got one client, she'll text me, and she'll be like, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna be late, you know me, and I'm like laughing because I'm literally driving there myself, running late.
Yes. But y'all are kind of tucked away in the back. Like I got the window and they're walking in.
Yeah.
I can't even see them
Oh,
because
awkward.
when there's
they
a
walk
glare on the
right.
window.
At least you're in a box. I'm not. I'm the first open stall.
I'm in a
And
box.
so you're in your little box with a door and a window.
Yeah,
They walk past me and they're like, "What's up?"
Their kids are like standing on the chair looking inside. Is she done yet, Mom?
Oh man, that would stress me out.
Yeah.
So it's definitely an interesting career choice.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Kids grow up and be a hairstylist. No, it really is. That's the thing. I mean, doing hair.
It's fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's unlike any other career ever. Anyways, well, it is 12:30 and we've got to be at work tomorrow. Once we get everything set up at the shop permanently, we need to have a roundtable discussion with everybody. I got to order some more
That would be a
mics.
blast.
Oh my goodness.
Definitely.
That would be wild.
Oh yeah, we need more lights.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well,
Love that.
y'all know what that is?
Nice talking to everybody.
All right, guys. Well, thank y'all for joining us, and we will see y'all at work tomorrow. All right.
Bye.
Bye. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.